Hey, welcome. Uh, we got another one going here. Just a quick run through of the most recent post interview game stuff, more information on some of the things that were going on during the game, and finding out a little bit more if Brian Daboll is starting to lose the locker room, has lost the locker room, or is he in the process of losing his job as the head coach of the New York Giants? Wow, right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's just go through it right quick, man. Not gonna take too long on it. We saw in the game that as far as the offense was just pretty much garbo. So we know there was frustrations there. We saw a little bit of that between Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. Probably just having a conversation about the game and staying up and everything like that. And maybe guys are just trying to be focused in themselves at the time and they just want to try to feel everything and it happens. But Coach Dayball, I guess, had to or didn't have to, but he ended up, just kind of coming in there and trying to talk guys through it, and end up speaking with Darius Slayton at some point, and we had a little bit more info on that on the post game interview from Sterling Shepard and Dayball. Dayball a little bit, but more importantly from Sterling Shepard. Just that he was trying to just speak with Darius and make sure that Darius was still motivated into the game, into what was going on into the season, and probably just motivated in his skill and ability and talent stuff like that, which you can expect, man. It happens. You get down out there, man. They're getting beat down out there. The offense has been pretty fucking terrible the last few weeks. We already documented this. Just bad stuff, man. And when you got that going on, especially for guys and talents that necessarily don't have signed down futures for the team, it becomes harder to even, try to work yourself through as the season progresses because you understand that your time here might be as limited as it might be, but you still have things that you want to achieve afterwards. And you know that you got to have some stuff on tape for other teams to really see so that they're ready to invest in your talent like you feel like you're able to display. And Darius Slayton is one of those guys who actually is, I don't want to say underrated. People might try to say, oh, you make him overrated if you talk about him too much, but you don't want to underrate him at the same time. He might not be a true wide receiver one, even though he's a wide receiver one here. But he's always, to me at least, been that type of guy who, who in previous seasons, when he first came in, he showed some ability to be a real nice wide receiver one slash wide receiver two slash three potential type guy. And it's kind of been trying to watch and see how he developed further into now, and it's unfortunate as far as the team production. It's not hasn't been best suited for him to kind of get a chance to do that. So his frustrations you might understand in some way if you're just a human being, because these players are human beings. But it is what it is with that. And it's nothing we're gonna take too serious as far as Darius Slayton. He's not losing the locker room when Darius Slayton is upset. He's such a steady guy, such a solid voice and supporter of Daniel Jones, etc., things like that. That if he was to voice some disconcern, that we shouldn't act like, man, you shouldn't be saying anything because and he's taking cuts as far as his pay that he came and had this season. Was actually not reduced, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't top end. Even for a guy who's playing that supposed to get paid like a wide receiver 2, 3 man, but he's doing one work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So it's weird. Um, far as the defense, we didn't really see. I mean, well, hold up with the offense. Saquon also had a little interaction with Dayball, exchanging in between them. Frustrated with maybe the fourth down call, the execution of it, something, his own performance, just frustrated with all of it. And he just got that maybe expressed to Dayball and whatever else. And hey, man, Dayball is not free of these type of things. We've seen him, execute his freedom to do that to players like Daniel Jones, players like Tyrod, and I'm sure receivers and blockers and everything else. Not to say that I should try to outshow the coach in that situation. No, that's not what you want to happen. But there are things that you're making sure you're working through into the game if you want success to happen, and you can't talk about those post game when you're trying to win a game at that time. Yeah. So is that, and so we expect emotions of a game, man. We really shouldn't take it that seriously, but since it was a thing, we're going to talk about it just a little bit. Oh man! So on the defensive side, as far as the exchange that Wink Martindale seemingly had between Coach Dayball, a lot of that frustration we've heard from Xavier McKinney come out a couple weeks ago, man, and expressed that they're just out there doing their jobs and they're trying to be basically like other defensive players have said in the league. They're trying to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And when the defense is trying to be part of the solution the last few weeks, and the offensive problems still persist, what do you want them to do, man? So it's okay. You get a little bit of it out. It's a long season. It's 17 games, 18 weeks, putting that work in, and the preseason, and everything else that comes into it. And you want what you want when you come into the season. You want to win. Um, but Dexter Lawrence has been a steady voice also from the locker room this season, and he tried to put out the defense and the team were still together. He actually had a little situation with the media types post game where I guess he wasn't didn't have time or the availability that they wanted for him to speak with them about the game and maybe some of the questions they wanted to ask about what was going on and what was how he felt about it. But it was his birthday, and he was trying to go be with the fam. And fam is fam, man. He's trying to be with the family, and that time is most important. And that's what he took to go do. And they felt some type of ways about it, and they ran their type of ways. But Dexter spoke, directly himself of what we've gotten from, and he let it be known that wasn't any frustrations with losing to the Cowboys or the game or anything like that. Um, or his performance or shit like that, man. It was about being with the fam. It was his birthday, and that was it. And if the media got type problems with it, then it is what it is, pretty much. Hey, take it and run with it. That's all I need to hear from them myself. And you like when you hear from players directly because it gives you at least most times or most often at least the clearest voice about anything around them. And that's just I think we all share that for the most part. Um, if you're able to vocalize yourself and express yourself, whatever means, you like to speak for yourself first, primarily. And, that's all Dexter did. And so he's a respected player on his team as far as his tenure. Um, his performances in game, he's legit. We're not going to give Dex any problem. He's that guy. But yeah, as far as Wink and Dayball in between it. That's probably what some of that might have been from Wink. Is that hey, the defensive guys have been trying and they blown out here. They being out here every snap, and we got them a snap. We stop them in the end zone. Got guys didn't do anything with that. With the offense is at the end zone, they can't move the ball, and they're getting the ball right back. And I mean, the offense only had 20 minutes of fucking time of possession, so the defense was out there for the rest of it. It took a lot of snaps, man. So when you look at these bloated performances, but not bloated, but big time performances from a lot of their skill position players or Dak Prescott in the offense. It's kind of is inevitable in some ways, man. With their good defense, this happens to other defenses too, like the New York Jets have voiced their things about trying to be part of solutions and not part of the problems. And yeah, it is what it is, man, when your offense isn't producing. As far as Coach Dayball losing the locker room, I think that is more of what covers it. Now, him losing his job is pretty much a non-issue or, doesn't add up because at least if it adds up to how it's supposed to be or it seems supposed to be and he's supposed to be gone, then I guess we make sure that everything else that's supposed to go out with him leaves also, and that's probably be Daniel Jones, the quarterback of the football team that Dayball made look to what it was last season. And the front office and the ownership and the coach staff, whatever, made their decisions around that, and they moved that into the next stages and contracted it and signed it to be a longer term solution to what the team's supposed to be doing. And if that doesn't work, then I don't see how we could allow the same errors to that he may have made to remain him on the team. And I don't think that should be such a hard thing to hear. This is as blue as it gets. I told you this is not a Kool-Aid channel. So if it is Daniel Jones that needs to exit this building before anybody else, and I feel it is that way, if some like the coaching staff or a GM or a lot of the players even are to leave this building like that in such a cold fashion, that Daniel Jones should be leading the band down out, man. He should be the Pied Piper leading it out. It's just no way. There's no way it can happen. The offensive troubles have been the offensive troubles for a long time, and they have been a problem or an issue even before Coach Daboll got here. So what are we to say? You know, you know. I don't want to run through this too fast, but I'm being direct to the point right now, as I have been through a lot of these last videos, because this has been the time just for everybody to absorb what the team is, man. I don't want to give the impression that I'm trying to put out any impression about this team, right? They've been bad, they've been terrible. You see it every week. So when frustrations arrive or perhaps rise in the locker room, you might expect that when questions arise about if the coaching at that time needs to be evacuated and stuff like that, then okay, cool. Just make sure you get out some of these other things that have really been dragging it down as well. And that really is one of the main reasons why Coach Dayball will more than likely not be getting fired at the end of the season, no matter what the record really is, unless there's truly a meltdown in the locker room to where players are voicing their frustrations in the most clear fashions, and doing that in the steady pace and the numerous pace. But that's not really what's going on, and again, with that still, it's not enough. It's just not enough because of the offensive production, and given the newer coaching staff and newer GMing staff, front office staff, opportunity to select their own guy and fail, I guess, needs to be given. It just does. So I think that's what's the short answer is around Coach Dayball being fired. I just don't see it happening myself. Maybe others do. But with that, neither one of us can control. None of us can control that. As far as not being ownership in the front office, maybe you know one of them. Oh well, they don't matter. And if they make them decisions, well, it just will be what it is. Uh, man, it's wild. It's wild. This team manages new things every weekend, and it's never a letdown there, right? You might lose, catch an L, but the L don't stand for letdown. It stands for ludicrous, because that's what the fuck this team is ludicrous. All right. Okay. Think I'm gonna close that out. Y'all got any comments? If like or hate, please go ahead and just share that down below. Thank you for coming and checking me out. First visit, next visit, last visit, or another visit. You already know. It's your boy as blue as it gets. Go Giants. Hope you have a nice day. We're gonna watch some Monday Night Football and maybe see more examples of a competent football team, so that when we go into the next season, we can be a competent football team. It's the biggest hope. All right. Peace out.